guys, it's Janelle here. Welcome to Steamy Vegan Kitchen. If you're new, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. I hope you guys had an awesome holiday season and a very happy new year. It is 2022 and some of you may be on a journey towards more plant-based eating, and if that's you, congratulations. I'm really happy for you that you decided to make that choice. You might be wondering though how to start eating a plant-based diet, and you might not know exactly what ingredients you might need to keep on hand. What will you eat if you're not eating meat anymore, and dairy and eggs? And I think I have a list of some ingredients that might come in handy for you if you are starting off the new year with a plant-based diet in mind. In this video, I'm going to show you guys, in my opinion, the top 10 vegan pantry essentials that all beginner vegans should probably have in their pantry and fridge. So in no particular order, let's start with my top 10 vegan pantry essentials. Numero uno, whole grains. Now, no, they're not an exclusively vegan item that only vegans eat, but whole grains make great bases for soups, salads, stews, casseroles. They're nutritious, they're satiating, meaning they fill you up and keep you full for longer, and they're a good source of healthy, complex carbs and gut-friendly fiber. My favorite grains that I make all the time on a day-to-day basis are quinoa, white and brown basmati rice, and millet, but there's so many other grains out there that you can try. Some grains that I do avoid because they contain gluten, such as wheat, barley, rye, and therefore I and my husband don't eat them. But if you don't have to have a restricted gluten-free diet, then definitely see what else is out there. There's lots of grains to be explored. Next up are nuts and seeds and nut and seed butters. That kind of all goes into one category. Nuts and seeds are excellent sources of plant-based protein and healthy fats, both which are good for you, and you need your fats in your diet. Nut butters are really easy to incorporate into your smoothies, pancake batters, oatmeal, sauces that you make, like Thai peanut sauce, for example, and baked goods. Plus, nuts and seeds add wonderful crunch and texture to almost anything you can think of, and if you are a textural eater like me, I love to have a good combination of soft, chewy, crunchy, all in one bite. A few of my personal favorites are peanut butter and sunflower seed butter, and I love walnuts, pecans, cashews, chia seeds, flax seeds. Those are all super great for your gut and help to promote healthy bowel movements. I said it. But we all need healthy bowel movements, you guys. Moving on to perhaps the most obvious pantry/fridge essential that any plant-based eater would need: fruits, vegetables, and leafy greens. Wow, what a concept, I know. But seriously, it's actually more common than you would think for plant-based eaters to not actually get enough plants in their diets. There really is a lot of processed junk food out there on the market that is good and fine to eat every now and then, but it's really important that you guys still get a really good amount of healthy fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet. As a plant-based eater, fruits and veggies have so many nutrients and antioxidants in them, plus they're full of water and they keep you hydrated, which is also very important regardless if you're vegan or not. Personally, I keep a pretty good assortment of fresh and frozen fruit and veggies on hand. Fresh fruit is so easy to throw into a smoothie, same with frozen veggies, plus it makes for really quick meals. If you don't have any fresh veggies on hand, you can just saute up some frozen ones, throw them in a soup, throw them in a stir fry, and you're done. A handful of the fresh fruits and veggies I keep on hand at pretty much all times are onions, garlic. Literally can't live without garlic. I don't know how some people do. Blows my mind, seriously blows my mind. It's okay though, I'm not judging you too much. I always have kale, spinach, carrots, beets, potatoes, sweet potatoes, apples, oranges, bananas, citruses, fresh and frozen berries, lots of fruit and veggies. I love my fruits and veggies. Next up, beans. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you... I'll let you finish that one. In all seriousness though, beans are awesome. They are a wonderful source of plant-based protein, which is what we're all missing in our diets when we're vegan, right? Wrong. There is So much protein available in plant-based eating, and not just from beans, but beans definitely are a great source of protein, plus fiber and iron, which are good for your heart health, good for your gut health, full of lots of good stuff. Beans can also help to lower cholesterol and balance your blood glucose levels, which is great in helping to prevent diabetes, because nobody wants that. Beans are very highly satiating, which is great for appetite control, and beans improve gut health by promoting an increase of healthy gut bacteria. So that's a plus. Off the top of my head, some of my favorites that I eat almost every day are black beans, chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans, pinto beans, mung beans, white and red kidney beans, navy beans, lentils, love me some lentils. I think that's about it. Beans are great. Next up is tofu. Now I know some people are really scared of trying tofu. It's this weird, spongy, flavorless looking brick of strangeness. But I promise you, tofu is actually surprisingly awesome. Tofu is like a flavor sponge. Tofu takes on the flavors of marinades and sauces so well. It bakes and fries super easily. There are so many ways that you can cook tofu. Personally, I love baking in the oven so it gets nice and crispy, but you can pan fry it in a pinch, you can air fry it, you can deep fry it, you can throw it in your soups and smoothies depending on the kind of tofu you get. Which brings me to another point. There are so many varieties of tofu as far as texture and firmness goes. You can get tofu from silken, which is like really soft and runny, kind of like an egg, all the way up to super firm tofu, which is great for frying. And if you want to make like tofu steaks, firm and extra firm tofu are great for that. A couple of my favorite ways to eat tofu is pressing it, tossing it in a little bit of soy sauce, sprinkling it with some nutritional yeast, which I will get to in a later point, and chopping up into thick cubes and baking it in the oven for about 40 minutes. It crisps up like a dream, dare I say like a chicken nugget, and muy bueno. Moving on to my next wonderful source of plant-based protein, which you may have never heard of, soy curls. It's not tofu, but it's kind of similar, but not. Soy curls are in a world of its own. They're like these little meaty strips of just soy protein that really resemble the taste and texture of meat quite well, to be honest. Do they taste just like chicken? No, they don't. But soy curls are really good at absorbing the flavors of sauces and seasonings so well. Like, you could make a mean popcorn chicken with soy curls. Ooh, which gives me a really good idea. I should really do that. I love baking them in the oven with some barbecue sauce. They are just like, they're literally just like barbecue chicken. They're so good. If you haven't heard of soy curls, check them out. I believe there's really only one brand that makes them, and they're from Butler Foods. Butler, B-U-T-L-E-R. Check them out, guys, check them out. And they're like dirt cheap. Like in Canada here, you can get them for like $6 or $7 a bag, and each bag has about 8 servings. Plus, soy curls are a really good source of protein, if I didn't already mention that. Per serving, you get 11 grams of protein. That's huge, that's a lot for like a little serving. I'm telling you little. I don't know why I just did that. Plus, they're high in fiber. 6 grams of fiber per serving, y'all. Get the healthy fiber. Love me some soy curls. Moving on. You gotta get yourself some non-dairy milk. And ooh, let me tell you guys, when I started drinking plant milk years and years ago, there were really not very many varieties of plant milk available. But here we are in 2022, and you guys can get literally any kind of plant-based milk you can think of. There's rice milk, almond milk, cashew milk, oat milk, soy milk. I know I'm missing something. I think I've even seen quinoa milk, which, not gonna lie, sure, I must be missing something, but if I forgot a super obvious and popular plant milk, please remind me which one I just forgot in the comments below. But seriously guys, plant milks are awesome. They are so much more healthier for you than cow's milk. Plus, cow's milk is for baby cows, not humans. Plus, most plant milk companies make their products in both sweetened and unsweetened, and most of them also offer a chocolate milk variety of some sort. My favorite for that is Earth's Own chocolate oat milk. So good, so good. You should try it. It tastes literally just like chocolate milk. But so does Almond Breeze. Almond Breeze makes a mean chocolate milk. Try it out. From my experience, you can pretty much sub out regular dairy milk for any kind of milk unsweetened for cooking. Almond milk and oat milk are pretty great for cooking. So is canned coconut milk, which is a lot thicker than the cartons of plant milk, which make it a great creamy base. My personal faves for drinking / putting in my coffee / putting in smoothies are number 1, oat milk. Love my unsweetened vanilla oat milk from Earth's Own. Love it, love it. Love me some coconut milk as well. Canned and both in the cartons. Coconut milk in a carton is great for smoothies. And unsweetened cashew milk is really creamy. So is soy milk. Soy milk froths up really well for lattes, by the way. So if you're into the whole latte thing, get yourself some soy milk. Anyways, I digress. Try out some plant milks. There's so many out there on the market that you can play around and experiment with and see which one ends up being your favorite. Ooh, I don't know if you noticed, but my natural light is fading. It's like 4 o'clock p.m. in the beginning of January, so I'm running out of daylight. So my lighting is drastically different at the end of my movie compared to the beginning of my video. Next up, vegan butter. Don't need to really go into this one too much as it's pretty self-explanatory, but there are so many types of vegan butters out there on the market now. I'm sure you're bound to find one that you like the best. Personally, I really like Earth Balance, but I know there are a few other brands out there like Miyoko's Creamery, which I've not tried, but I've heard is really good. And with that being said, there's also a lot of good sour cream and cream cheese options available, which I know is not butter, but related. If you're in Canada, you really need to check out the President's Choice. They have so many new plant-based additions to their lineup of refrigerated products. I actually just bought a brick of their plant-based butter. It's awesome, super awesome. There's so much out there. Just hit up your natural foods aisle and I'm sure you'll find lots of great non-dairy butters. Lastly, non-dairy butters I have found cook just as nicely as regular dairy butter. It's great for baking. You can pretty much cook with vegan butter just as you would normal butter. End of story. Second to last on my list are cashews. What? Janelle, you already mentioned nuts. Well, I'm mentioning cashews again because they're kind of in a world all of their own. Cashews in the vegan community are kind of this holy ingredient that are used very much in making cream sauces, creams, dips, and vegan cheeses. There's like 1,000,001 dairy-free cheese sauces out there on the interwebs, and most of them are using cashews. Cashews have this wonderful, mild, yet kind of tangy flavor that lends itself really nicely to making cheese sauces and Parmesan cheeses because of their texture. And just by soaking them and blending them with a few spices like nutritional yeast and salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of plant milk, you can make up a really mean plant-based cheese sauce. So very simple to make if you have a blender. And last but not least on my top 10 list of pantry essentials for vegans is nutritional yeast. I've already mentioned it a few times already in this video, but I wanted to devote a whole blurb about it because nutritional yeast is so good. It's like gold. It's literally like shakeable gold. Nutritional yeast is often fortified with vitamin B12, which is great if you're plant-based because generally speaking, those who eat plant-based tend to be low in B12 as getting it from meat sources is usually the only way that we ingest B12. But nutritional yeast has got your back. Nutritional yeast adds this wonderful cheesy flavor to pretty much anything you use it with. It's kind of a bit funky, it's a bit umami. Again, works awesome in cheese sauces, works great in savory dishes, and some of my favorite ways to use it are sprinkling it on some popcorn. I mix it into a lot of my curry dishes, sprinkle it on top of my pastas because it kind of, again, has that Parmesan cheesy-esque flavor to it, and it just adds so much extra oomph to your cooking. Definitely try it. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but it's pretty well loved in the vegan community. My hair is like doing weird things. Very, very weird things. Almost done. I know you guys probably thought I was done, but I have some honorable mentions, which I really thought that I should mention. Ground flaxseed is awesome as an egg replacer in baking. All you have to do is get a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, mix it with 3 tablespoons of water, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then you have this thick gelatinous substance that acts just like an egg would in any kind of baked good. So definitely try it out. Oop, my monitor turned off. NAMAK. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It also is known as black salt. It's an Indian salt that has a very sulfuric flavor, which is very much like eggs, and is used to mimic the taste of eggs. So if you're into making scrambled eggs, try making scrambled tofu with a bit of NAMAK and then maybe a little bit of what's it called, turmeric, to add a little bit of color to your scrambled eggs. It is a wonderful, wonderful ingredient that I wish I had discovered sooner, but if you really are missing the flavor of eggs, get yourself some black salt. You will not regret it. Vegan meats. Now, I didn't include these in my top 10 only because they're not the healthiest food out there, but I'm not judging. I still eat them too, but I try my best to not eat them all the time. Vegan meats are great if you're, wanting to just throw something together in a pinch and you want to have a quick, easy ground beef or meat alternative. There's lots of vegan burger options out there and vegan chicken wings, all that stuff. There's so much now that wasn't available like even a few years ago. So check out like Beyond Meat, Impossible Burgers. They all have awesome vegan meat substitutes that work great in a pinch. And lastly, and I promise this is lastly, vegan cheese. Now, I already talked about how you can make some great vegan cheeses earlier in the video with, plant milks, vegan butters, nutritional yeast, but there are also a lot of great vegan cheeses out there. I'm talking vegan cheese cubes, blocks, shreds, spreads, you name it. There's pretty much a vegan cheese out there for every kind of cheese you can think of. Thank you, modern technology, because damn, there are some awesome cheeses out there. A few of my favorites being smoked Gouda, mozzarella, cheddar, Swiss. Yeah, you can get all of those in a plant-based variety, so don't feel like you're missing out on plant-based foods, you guys, because not only are there so many new and improved vegan alternatives to your favorite foods, but it's also a lot of fun to experiment with whole foods and plant-based cooking that, you wouldn't otherwise get the opportunity to try out if you weren't interested in eating plant-based. The lighting is weird now, guys. The lighting is weird now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, I thank you extra for sticking with me this long. I really hope that this list of my top 10 vegan pantry essentials is helpful to you. I really wish that I had this list already prepared for me when I decided to become a plant-based eater a few years ago. I will also link in my video description below some of my favorite brands that I use, as well as in my blog post on my website. I'll have some links posted for you guys to check out on some of the products and brands that I may have mentioned in this video. If you enjoyed this video, I would so appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm coming up with so many more videos this year that I know you will not want to miss out on. And even better, click that little notifications button as well so that you never miss out on any more of my future videos. And thank you again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye!